Mitchell Defense Manufacturing. I did a review on this rifle already, and I'll have a couple more coming because I've been really impressed with how well this rifle shoots. And I wanted to do a follow-up video because I've upgraded some things on the rifle. You guys gave me a lot of grief about this rifle and its price point when I first showed it to you. Well, we're gonna discuss that again, and I'll share with you some upgrades that I've done to the rifle. So let's go to range and shoot it. Mitchell Defense Manufacturing rifle. This is their AR-15, and this is one of the better rifles I own. And this is not some kind of Gucci proprietary build thing. This is just a company using very high quality components, doing some secret sauce stuff on how they assemble the guns, but they are using majority of components they buy and they put together. And when I reviewed this rifle the first time out the gate, a lot of you guys dumped on it because you had not heard of the brand. Mitchell Defense has been growing greatly. GBRS is currently reviewing one of their rifles or several of their rifles, testing, shooting at the range, some of the KTC courses. But Nate's a very hard-working man, and a lot of their product is out there in the wild, and the rifles perform well. And I want to talk about the price. So this one here is $2,800. That was a big point of contention on the first review. A lot of you guys dumped on the review because you had not heard of the Mitchell Defense brand. And why would I pay that kind of money for that rifle when I've never heard of them? Well, when you look at the components, one primarily. So let's take, for example, a BCM gun. If you took a BCM gun at a regular retail shop, you're around $1,495, $1,500, $1,600, give or take, depending on where you shop. Any of the Daniel Defense guns, well over $2,000, right? And I think those brands have a name recognition for some. I own multiple BCM rifles. I own nothing Daniel Defense because I just don't believe their product deserves the price that they demand. That's my opinion, right? But when you look at this rifle, and if you look inside this handguard, you'll notice something. That's a proof 16-inch pre-fit barrel. That is a $900 upgrade to any rifle on the market anywhere in the country. So if I took that same BCM rifle that you guys all know, you would add $900 of that $1,600, say, price tag, right? We'd be at $2,500 for that rifle. That's still a little bit more than this rifle is, rightfully so. Geisley trigger, not in the BCM. Radian safeties, not in the BCM. Radian charging handle, not in the BCM, right? Magpul, maybe, right? Those are all factors you're gonna consider when building or buying a rifle. You know, those are factors that you are gonna, as a consumer, you will dictate your budget. I personally, you know, I'm the kind of guy, I would rather spend money up here than in here, right? That's just my thing. But as we look at this rifle, one of the great benefits of this thing is how damn light it is with a carbon fiber barrel in the rifle. That makes a big difference in performance as well, accuracy-wise and weight-wise. This rifle is still very, very light. Well, not so much now that I've done some things to it, but you're still getting a very light rifle, very well-performing rifle. And as we go, right now we're into the low 30s in the mornings, snow's on the ground. But as we go into summer or into spring, there will be a lot more on this rifle. I will be upgrading to a Mark V very soon. This Mark VI is just too damn heavy, and it just, there's some things that this does for me that are great, but I would prefer to have the features of a Mark V going forward. Huxworks is phenomenal suppressor. I can't say enough about those. I have the Huxworks now. I have the Ventum as well. I did add a Ultradyne Arca rail. This is a super cool feature. Allows me to do a lot of different things, tripod work, whatnot. I can move this bipod back and forth and then simply lock that in place and then have that pan tilt feature as well. And this AccuTac bipod is pretty cool considering I can adjust this super fast, get on the gun and adjust. And that's a great, cool upgrade to the rifle as well. Trigger is the same, stock is the same. I did swap out the mount to the Reptilia mount because I needed the 12 o'clock position and a riser, but this is a 170 mount. I prefer a 154, so I'll be swapping back the GDA mount for that, and then till my Mark, the Mark V shows up. So this rifle does a lot for me. I am taking this one to the Ridgeline Scoped Carbine class or SPR class in May of next year. You'll see a lot of it there as well. And I was hoping to try to get you guys some SPR content between this, one of the Cobalt Kinetics guns, and hopefully another rifle that I have in the works. But unfortunately, after 11 months with Cobalt, it wasn't happening, so I just pulled the plug on that. So I really want to share content, especially local Utah companies, and comparing them to other similar rifles. But when I met Nate at SHOT Show last year, we were at Delmonico having steaks and beers. We were sitting next to each other at the bar. We started a conversation. A month later, this thing showed up in the mail. So Nate is a great guy, very small business, family business, former veteran. And it was just a good connection, good conversation. And sometimes, you know, you want to have other comparable products, but there is a point of diminishing returns on waiting them out for that product. So the Mitchell Defense gun so far has been a great tack driver. I'll show you guys more of that next year when we get, I'm working on some camera stuff and some different ways to show you guys performance as far as ammunition and as far as impacts go. So hopefully that stuff will be ready to roll next spring, and we'll do a lot more rifle content. As I've mentioned in previous videos, next year I really am going to kind of like a 70-30 rifle, gas, and bolt gun, and then 30% pistols and others. I have always not been a great rifle shooter. Pistols have always been kind of my thing, but this year I would like to spend more time on a gas gun. I'm going to put together a 308 rifle as well, and then of course the bolt guns, and then try to compare some different guns for you guys because the SPR platforms are growing immensely. Ridgeline, the Go Fast gas guns, they're dropping in January. That rifle won't be for everybody's budget, but if you are going to buy a soup to nuts tier 1 level gas gun, that is the one to get. I am going to do my damnedest to sell a kidney before then and pick up one of the rifles as well when they drop in January. And that'll be a great way to show a very customized production / custom rifle compared to something that is a parts build with some secret sauce in the assembly process. So you guys, if you have not looked at Mitchell Defense, I highly recommend you take a look. There's a lot of good things coming out of that company. Their carbines, their subguns, or their shorty guns, their 9mm. There's a lot of things coming. It's a very hardworking group of individuals over there, and I think you'll be very impressed with the service and selection of the product. And when you have companies like GBRS looking at your product, that's a very big seal of approval if that something comes out of that. But the fact that they're willing to take a look at the rifle, that says a lot for them as well. So you guys, thanks for watching. As always, if you like the content we post, hit the subscribe button to be notified of the next video we drop. It'll show your YouTube algorithm more content like this. Be well. Take care.